Hey, yeah, oh, 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 yeah.
Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now this week in the news, Democrats are having a hissy fit over the Trump rally that he just had in New York. They're trying to say he's racist because one of the comedians made a couple race jokes or whatever. Especially AOC, she's in an uproar over it. But she's a dumb, ignorant woman, so nobody cares what she has to say. The other thing I saw was apparently Democrats are going to deny, even if he wins, they're not gonna certify the election. That's their game plan. And the last thing I saw was there are already having problems with the Dominion machines flipping votes. They came on, they showed that the supervisors who count the votes can go in and fill in someone's voting card and choose form. They literally showed videos to I think it was Newsmax or Week or whatever it was, that they can do that. They can go change the votes. So shit's getting crazy. They've already proven that many illegals are already voting when they shouldn't be voting. Just crazy shit. Dead people are still voting. They didn't purge everyone in certain key swing states. Like I think Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, they're already showing problems. So, I don't know. This shit's going to be crazy. It's going to be nuts. Trump wins. We already know he's going to win. So them trying to change everything, I mean, they have to cheat. Democrats, demon rats, they have to cheat to win, and they know it. Anyways, moving on. What I really want to talk to you about this week is I just got done watching the third Venom movie. So, for those who haven't seen it, spoiler alerts will be in this. So, just letting you know, you may not want to watch this part of the video. Tom Hardy has said that he won't be doing the Venom character anymore because his contract's up. He's only supposed to do 3. But I bet if they dropped a ball of money his way, he'd probably come back and do play the character again. They made it to where he could come back if he wants. So there is some feminism in this movie. I'm just giving you fair warning. The feminist who wrote and directed the movie her name's Kelly something. It starts with an M. I can't remember Moritz or some shit like that. I can't remember her last name. She went and gender swapped one particular character that's in the comics called Teddy Payne, which is like this evil doctor genius. And then he gets the purple symbiote called Agony, and they go on a like serial killer spree. It's crazy. But yeah, so she's already gender swapped her. That is the main doctor that you see, the little blonde woman. Now they give this character, or she gave this character, a whole feminist backstory, which wasn't needed. But she went and did it because a lot of people think she's wanting to bring that character back and do like a spin-off with her, which is dumb, and I won't be watching it. More power to you if you want to watch that bullshit, but I won't be watching it. Another thing you probably should know is the whole Christmas character, the little black girl. She is not in the comics, although some people think the symbiote she had was the symbiote called Slasher in the comics. They're not for certain, but Slasher gets eaten. Most of the symbiotes that you see in the movie, they all get eaten. They're just throwaway characters. Some of them think there was an anti-Venom, but it's not anti-Venom. It's just a white symbiote they threw in there. They just threw in different colors pretty much. But they all get eaten. Ain't none of them survive except for the Venom symbiote at the very end of the movie. You know, it has a scene where it takes over a cockroach or something. That's it. That's the only one that survives. Oh, of course, in Agony. The purple one. Now, they don't do any backstory on the General. He once, at least in the comics, he was once a part of a symbiote. He got rid of it though. But they don't talk about that in the movie. That's why he's the main, the leader of the group. It's some special forces. I forget what they're called in the comics, but now there's another guy who's pretty much leading everything, but you don't ever see his face. Some people think it's the 4-star general at the end of the movie. It tells Eddie he can go as long as he doesn't talk to anybody. But the guy they show from behind giving orders to the general, the black general, he looked younger, way younger, and you don't see his face. And then they bring in the character Noel, which is in the comics. He's the King of Black. He's supposed to be like this godlike creature who lives in the void in between universes, which is supposedly the void is extremely large, bigger than most of the universes put together. He runs it. He is supposedly he was before most of the universes were created in the multiverse. I'm talking about multiverse. But the symbiotes, at some point in time, they betrayed him and imprisoned him in a space that's outside of time and space. Is the void, but there's another place in there that they imprisoned him in, supposedly. and he holds this sword. It's the black sword, supposedly, and the sword is actually the first symbiont he ever created. The Kodaks, for whatever reason, they went and said that they kind of changed the backstory of the Kodaks. But the Kodaks is created when a symbiote and its host survive a death, which supposedly Venom did to Eddie in the first movie, which created the Kodaks. And in order to free himself from his prison, Noel needs that Kodaks. He's been waiting a long time for it. So now he sends this race of beings, kind of like xenomorphs. They, in the comics, they're just a species that hunts and eats symbionts. In the comics, they're not his henchmen or whatever, but in this movie, they are. Now, the Kodaks is basically anything the symbiotes do or have done, any DNA they've touched, anything like that, anything. It's all transferred to the Kodaks. So Noel can use that Kodaks to basically create an entire army of whatever the symbiotes have run across. Like if one of the symbiotes had taken over a celestial, he could create celestials and have them, he would control them. He could have them work for him. That kind of stuff. He is, in the comics, he does go through all the universes, so he does crossovers, blah, blah, blah. A whole bunch of that shit going on. They think they're going to have some crossover with Spider-Man, the next few Spider-Man movies, that kind of shit. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I just think the whole Venom crap that this woman did, her story sucks. It wasn't really that good. And she's changed a bunch of shit, which didn't make a whole lot of sense. But anyways, whatever. The movie was okay. It was alright for a one-time watch, but it really wasn't that good. The first two movies were way better. Anyways, we'll see what happens. Watch it if you want to. That's my thoughts on it. I like the character, the idea of the Noel character being a badass, but they made it to where they're making it to where he's like the shit. Like, he's the most powerful being in the Marvel Universe, which I don't buy, but whatever. I'd rather see Galacticus. Anyways, moving on. Let's get on to your B movie reviews. Alright, Movieholics. As you know, this month is Horror Month. This will be the last one, and then we'll be moving on to our other genres again. continuing on with the fairy theme, I decided to watch the movies called Troll, the one from '86 and the one from '90s. Now the first Troll was, I don't know, I didn't really consider it really a horror film, even though it claims it's a horror film. It's more fantasy based, I thought. He does some crazy shit in the movie, so it might be why it was considered horror. But like I said, I really didn't consider it all that horror. It was more fantasy. The first Troll movie was done in 1986, and it made about, I don't know, just almost 6 mil. It started Noah Hathaway and Shelley Hack. Now, you basically have a family who moves into this apartment. And right off the bat, the little girl, there's a boy and a girl, a teenage boy, and like I don't know, I think she's 11, 12 years old, little blonde girl, and she gets kidnapped by the troll right off the bat. And the troll, he uses some magic from a magic ring and transforms himself into looking like her. So through the rest of the movie, you see the little girl, but it's actually the troll. And every once in a while, he'll transform himself back into himself. The whole plot of the movie is the troll wants to bring back fairyland. Apparently, there was a fairyland and a human, a fairy realm and a human realm, and they coexisted. But yeah, you're talking like, 12, 1300s, but the troll wanted to. Well, the troll wasn't really the troll. He was human at first. Him and the fairy folk, some of the fairy folk, not all of them, they didn't want peace. They wanted to control everything and change the human realm and merge it with the fairy realm and make it all fairy land. Anyways, the human wizard, who eventually becomes a troll, he was with a witch who was a princess, and throughout time she's been keeping him in check from trying to take over. Now he needs all the apartments in this apartment building to bring out fairyland, and he does it one by one. He tries doing it one by one. As he's doing it, he's changing everybody in the apartments into some type of fairy, elves, nymphs, whatever. Now the witch, she just happens to be in this building too, whatever. But the boy, the teenage boy, he helps her by getting his little sister back. And then the troll, he needs the little girl. He doesn't kill her or change her because he needs the little girl for whatever reason. The fairies need a little human girl become the fairy princess. So he doesn't want to kill her or change her. However, he creates this huge monster that tries to kill her. So he ends up killing the monster and then saving the little girl, which ends fairyland and all his work. And then that's pretty much the end of the movie. Now, all ends well that was well. Everybody gets changed back, yada, yada, yada. But anyways, at the very end, they leave it off for a sequel. However, the sequel you get has nothing to do with this movie. This is also a Charles Band production. You might know him. He did the Puppet Master movie. He's done several other B-rated shit. This movie, for what it was, it really wasn't that bad. I actually liked this movie. And even though some of the CGI, or not CGI, but the special effects are a little bit cheesy. This is the 80s. They were just tinkering with shit. But it was actually pretty decent for what it was. They used a little bit of clay animation in it. But the makeup effects were actually pretty decent. Even though you could tell it was cheesy and it wasn't real. I give it 2 thumbs up. This is a really good movie, I thought. I thought it was pretty decent. I liked it. Okay, let's move on to the second one. Troll 2, which was done in 1990. It went straight to video or whatever. There's no box office numbers. Now, originally, this was done in Italy, and it was called Goblins. It wasn't called Troll. They moved it over here, and when they brought it here to the States, they changed the name or title to Troll 2. They figured, Italy likes to, stand on the backs of good movies that are over here a lot of times. So what they did was they changed the name of Troll 2, hoping it would generate some viewers. It starred Michael Stevenson and Connie Young, who played his sister. Again, this movie is a standalone movie. It's actually supposed to be called Goblins. Has nothing to do with the first movie whatsoever, which sucks because I would have liked to seen a sequel to the first movie. But anyways, the story is this kid, he's having nightmares about goblins, and the family go to this town, which is what do they call it? Nibog, which is goblin spelled backwards. Anyway, it's supposed to be the kingdom of the goblins. And throughout the movie, they're trying to get them to drink and eat this green, toxic looking goo, which they can't see. They can't see the green. The viewers can see the green, and the goblins can see the green stuff, but the humans in the movie, they can't see it. They think they're eating regular food. Now, the reason why they want them to eat this green crap is, I don't know, it does something to the human to where it makes it where the goblins can eat them. They want to eat them. Once this green goo turns them into kind of like how a fly will regurgitate and vomit their food so that they can actually eat it. it's pretty much the same way. The green goo turns him into this pasty mess that the goblins can eat. So throughout the movie, the kid, the boy, he sees his dead grandfather, who's constantly trying to help him with the goblins. The goblins eventually turn on the whole family and try to just outright kill him. For whatever reason. The main goblin is this beautiful woman who has this Stonehenge-like thing. I mean, she looks beautiful, but you know, she can transform. It's basically an ugly-ass goblin who can transform into a beautiful woman. But anyways, it was kind of funny because they tried to give her gray hair and shit at first, and these horrible braces. But later on, they take all that off, and you know, you see it's like a beautiful actress or whatever. But anyways, she runs the goblins, or she's like king of the goblins, or queen of the goblins, whatever you want to call her. The family somehow thinks good thoughts on this part of Stonehenge that they have in the goblin village, and they destroy the goblins. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. The special effects in this movie was god awful. They were terrible. The acting reminded me of like one of those Hallmark movies. I mean, it was so bad it was almost unwatchable. The acting is atrocious in this movie. But, you know, it's Italy. I absolutely did not like this movie at all. I barely got through it. 2 thumbs down. Horrible movie. So anyway, those are your B movies. If you have any thoughts about what I talked about earlier in the video, please leave your comments down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you think of any underrated or B movies you think I've never even heard of or know about, please leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. One last thing, I do have a secondary channel. There's a link in the bio or about me section if you want to go there. I also have a Twitter or X account. If you want to follow me on Twitter or X, it's also in the link section, the about me section or whatever. The link is there. Follow me on Twitter if you want. Anyways, that's all I have for you this week. I told you be told the truth, and you just been told.